Here we are, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Space, the final frontier. I am Captain Frank Lee English, and these are the voyages of the starship HMSS Imperialize. Our mission? To explore strange new worlds, to seek out new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Rousing stuff, Captain English, sir.
Oh, you really think so? I was afraid it would sound a little bit cliched. The last thing I'd want would be for anyone listening to think that was going to be representative of the quality of all our dialogue throughout this entire voyage.
Perhaps it's best not to heighten expectations too early on, boyo.
Yes, Jones. A healthy dose of self-deprecation should neutralize the mildly xenophobic nature of the mission we've been tasked with by Her Majesty, Queen of Great Britain and of the Commonwealth Realms.
Yeah, so long as we can avoid resorting to trite nationalistic jokes, we should be fine.
Yes, I absolutely agree, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Well, I'm parched. Who's for tea? You stay here at the controls, Jones, while I navigate to the ship's kitchen facilities to acquire a refreshing beverage. The walk will give me the chance to familiarize myself with the intuitive navigation system.
Can you grab us a cup too?
I feel compelled to say an authoritative yet non-committal perhaps in this circumstance, Jones. It would be an appropriate reason to practice using the inventory system, yet I fear that such a magnanimous gesture may erode the command hierarchy aboard this vessel. I'll be on my way now, just as soon as I choose to exit this chair. It's Wales' own son, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. If I do that, I'll have to go on a course. Sub-Lieutenant Jones!
Aye, boyo?
How do you take your tea? Milk? Sugar? Lukewarm?
Just in a cup would be lovely, thanks.
Can I get you anything else from the kitchen? A biscuit, perhaps?
Oh, I'd love a biscuit. Bring us back a Jaffa cake.
Jaffa cakes aren't biscuits, they're cakes.
How can they be cakes? Look at all the size of them.
Weren't you taught that size isn't important?
It's never been an issue for me, boyo.
Me neither. So how's the family back in old Blighty? Been keeping up with the Joneses?
Mum and Dad are fine, and Harrod's getting ready to go to uni in Swansea.
Fantastic! What's she studying?
3D computer animation.
Oh! Well, that's a degree, I guess. Don't mind me. I'm afraid I've nothing useful to hand. Best stow this for now. That leads out of the cockpit. Now, to find the kitchen. If memory serves me correct, it's just down this corridor, beyond the fourth wall. It's an informative map displaying the many high-definition areas aboard Her Majesty's spaceship Imperialize. Now, let's see. I don't believe the isolation of space has forced me to talk to the furniture just yet. We're a tad under-resourced to be attempting that at the moment. That's the gravity simulation switch. The animator's rather we leave it on. Less things to move. That leads into the sitting room. Start cutting just yet. Of course, it lacks the precision of a mouse and keyboard. The upholstery is made from genuine organic polyester. Presumably the manufacturer opted for shards of metal as opposed to goose down. This computer is full of secret data. We keep the intel inside. There appears to be something stuck in the drive. Cutting-edge 20th century tech. Cutting-edge 20th century tech. Gosh, no matter how many times I keep clicking on things, this drive won't become unblocked. I'll have to think of something else. It's for my Rosie Lee. Sorry. Cockney crockery. Cup of cha. It's for my Rosie Lee. Sorry, Cockney crockery. It's Alad's mug, isn't it? Cup of cha. It's Alad's mug, isn't it? It's a fridge. Why? It's packed to the rafters with mild English cheddar. There's a seemingly unlimited supply of mild English cheddar cheese. Plenty to share. Best leave some space for alternative dairy produce. It's our autonomous beverage dispensing robot, Gertie. I'll just get piping hot tea all over my hands. And I didn't enjoy that the first time. It really takes the misery out of making tea. It really takes the misery out of making tea. That's the radio wave oven. It's the same idea as a conventional microwave oven, except while your meal is cooking, you can listen to the cricket on Radio 5. Mild green washing up liquid. It's a popular household brand of washing up liquid. It's an inconspicuous economy toaster. Made in China, along with what you're holding right now. I am feeling rather peckish.
Ah! 你個死英國佬，我鎖開你隻手咯喎！
That settled it. I'm going gluten-free when I get back to Old Blighty. Of course, in England, they'd call it a Hoover. Surely you can't be serious. Awfully sorry for the delay.
Never mind, boyo. How did you manage to carry it in there without spilling any?
Well, I've just been very careful, ever since that whole Deepwater Horizon incident.
I don't really have anywhere to set this. You won't take over the controls from it until I finish. Wouldn't want to spill anything over these expensive electronics.
But of course! Why, if such a thing were to happen, we'd have a real puzzle on our hands.
Just go easy. Keep it steady.
Yes. Okay. Yes? No. Right. Well, that's... Yes. Right. No. No. Yes.
Life support systems offline.
Didn't expect that.
Primary starboard fuel cell.
Careful,
jettisoned.
boyo. Keep it steady.
Okay, right. Okay.
Commencing cabin depressurization.
Right. Yes? No. Right. Well, that's... Yes. Right.
Life support systems offline. Flight safe mode disabled. Opening rear cargo doors.
So we shouldn't have done that. No.
Venting reserve oxygen supply.
Didn't expect that.
Daisy.
Give me your answer.
Holy cow! Ah! Look what you've done! I told you to keep it steady.
Good heavens! What a waste of perfectly good tea.
I think we should be more concerned about the irreparable damage done to the ship's steering system. Both problems, by the way, are your fault.
Look, obviously, the controls weren't calibrated to account for my superior strength. They were more sensitive than a pubescent poet. Regardless, we'll have plenty of time to argue about this now that we're stranded. Unless, of course, we can replace the controls with something else.
When you say we...
I mean the royal we. I'll sort this out. Don't move. I don't want you dribbling on anything else. Honestly, you're worse than the elderly. Of course, it lacks the precision of a mouse and keyboard. That leads into the bedroom. Gosh, really helps you to see things in perspective. Now, what do we have here? Ah! Good Lord. No flagship worth its salt would be without a draconian list of rules to adhere to. It specifically says no rustling. It might fit Allard's dainty hand. I've a bit more... MJ borrowed the pair to clean some blood on the dance floor. Only returned the one. He always was bad like that. Mercifully, the ultra-absorbent litter goes somewhere to mask the odor. Somewhere. Not all the way. Without the right tools for the job, I'm not risking it. Remarkable. It would appear one of our Oxbridge-educated engineers has installed hinges on both. Very odd. It appears to be stuck. With great power comes great responsibility. It's a new packet of batteries, full of potential. I can't use these two together.
Have you found something to replace the controls you broke yet?
That sort of stuff isn't tolerated in the workplace. Here, plug this in. See if it works.
That isn't going to be much use without batteries, boyo.
What? Aren't they included?
And remove a superfluous hurdle present simply to prolong a problem you've long since figured out?
Here, plug this in. See if it works.
No joy, boyo.
What? Isn't it supposed to be plug and play?
No, boyo. You'll have to install the drivers first.
Well, can't you just download them in here?
The Wi-Fi can't reach this part of the ship. Try getting online in one of the other rooms. See if you can download the drivers onto something and bring it here.
I suppose you'll just be sitting here in the meantime.
That's how the genre works, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it is broke, well, it's probably a tedious puzzle to fix it.
Now, to download this driver. I just need to connect to the internet first. Bingo! Found it! Very odd. It won't let me save onto the disk. Gosh, no matter how many times I keep clicking on things, this drive won't become unblocked. I'll have to think of something else. I would do well to study these closely in case of an emergency, like we're stranded immobile in space. I'll have to take a closer look at these safety instructions for peace of puzzle. I mean mind. Peace of mind. I would do well to study these closely in case of an emergency, like we're stranded immobile in space. Why, the humble paperclip. A staple of any adventure gamers in... Let's see if prodding this around fixes anything. Aha! I can't seem to save onto it for some reason. I can't seem to save onto it for some reason. Fantastic. Now to quickly copy this driver. Whoa! Oh, sorry. Oh, gosh, is that the time? It'll be starting to get dark outside. Best check up on Allard and see if he's dried off. It's remarkable how much information can be stored on something so compact. Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Allard, wake up. Wake up, Allard. Oh, this is useless. He'll be out for hours unless I can think of another way to wake him up.
What's going on? What are you playing at, boyo?
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. It felt like someone else was in control of my inhibitions.
Just give me the driver so we can GTFO.
GTFO?
Get things functioning and online. You need to swat up in your acronyms. FFS. For future scenarios.
I like the chap, but not in that way. Sub-Lieutenant Jones!
Aye, boyo?
Would you like me to go find you a towel to dry off?
No rush, boyo. I'm enjoying this warm, moist sensation. Reminds me of simpler times, huddled in my mother's womb.
Gosh, I can hardly remember what I was doing 5 minutes ago, let alone during my embryonic youth.
Well, it was a lot longer ago for you, boyo.
Hey, I'm still down with the kids. Chillax Holmes. Me and my crew keeping it radical, man.
OMG, feel totes orky for you.
Surely it would take more than a splash of Earl Grey to halt this ship. The zenith of British aeronautical engineering.
You could always give the control column a quick alternating input along the x-axis, just to ascertain if it is indeed no longer functional.
You mean jiggle the joystick left and right?
Isn't that what I said?
Your sister's studying in Swansea. Been down recently?
Not to visit her. A few of us went camping around the Gower, though. It's lovely the further out of the city you go.
Yes. The further the better. Don't mind me. Here, install this, and we should be underway again.
You could have used my USB pen, you know.
What? Is that another one of your acronyms I'm supposed to know?
What? Universal Serial Bus?
Ha! Serial bus. I know you're just making that one up.
Well, boyo, I've got some good news and some bad news. Which one do you want first?
Give me the grim, demoralizing reality first, then ensure I quickly forget its severity with a light-hearted human interest tale, preferably involving a cat and a musical instrument.
All right, boyo. Well, the bad news is that before this driver will work, one of us is going to have to descend into the dark depths of the ship to perform the emergency systems reset procedure.
You mean turn everything off and on again?
Yes, but the good news is it's a one-person job, so only one of us will have to do it.
Yeah, presumably I'll be the one doing the legwork, as usual.
Well, if you want, we could make it seem like you had a choice in the matter. Here, we'll flip for it. Heads or tails?
Tails never fails.
It's heads.
Blast. I can't help but feel that somehow that was always going to happen.
What fates impose that men must needs abide, it boots not to resist both wind and tide.
Gosh, the writing on this voyage just stepped up a level. That was borderline Shakespeare.
Aye, borderline.
Right, I'm off.